Welcome to Two Guys on a Podcast. I'm Tom, and Mike will be joining us shortly. This week, we're doing a video. Mike's carrying the heavy load on the video. He is swapping out dishwashers at his house, and I've had an unfortunate death in the family, so I'm focusing on that. If you have any questions for us about the swap out of the dishwasher, or if you want to leave a comment about a future show that you'd like to see us do, please do so in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and tell your friends so they can subscribe as well. So thanks a lot. Enjoy Mike swapping out his dishwasher at his house. And again, if you have any questions or comments below about it, go ahead and leave it down below. Good news is, and spoiler alert, he didn't die. So good job, Mike. We'll see you next week.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, so this is my kitchen, and this is an old dishwasher, and this thing in here is a new dishwasher. Old dishwasher, new dishwasher. So I am going to attempt to change these out without electrocuting myself or blowing anything up. So if you look right here, I jumped ahead of myself and I said, you know what? I should do a video of this. So those three wires and those two wires to the black and white with the ground were connected. And that just gives the power to the dishwasher. So in this particular case, the house is kind of newer. So, you know, I don't know where the disconnect or circuit breaker's at. And yeah, they're not labeled, so I know where the breaker panel's at, but I don't know which one is which, and I don't feel like turning them all off because whatever. Anyway, so stick with me because I am getting ready to either electrocute myself or successfully change out dishwashers. So stand by. Okay, so I went ahead and took electrical tape and covered the wires, as you can see right there. So I covered those wires to make sure that if for some reason, you know, there was power, I wouldn't electrocute myself. But, you know, live on the edge, baby. Live on the edge. So right now I'm just going to feed those wires back through, disconnect the drain. Let's see if I can show you that. Stand by. So as you can see right there, there's my drain line. And I'm going to probably disconnect it on the side here. Let's see if I can see that. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it right there. So that's where the drain line connects. I'm probably going to disconnect it there just because I might be able to reuse that hose, and that makes life, you know, a lot easier. So anyway, just a quick recap. Old dishwasher, new dishwasher in the box, can't really see it. So I'm going to feed these wires. This is what's coming from the circuit breaker. I'm going to disconnect those. Well, I disconnected them. I'm going to feed them out of here. Then I'm going to disconnect the drain line, and then I'm going to pull the old one out. And then we're going to start to get the new one put together. So stand by for possible electrocution. Okay, so this video is not very good as a do-it-yourself, right? Do-it-yourself, DIY project, but it'll give you the gist, okay? So we're going to go down here and look at the water line next. So I did the electrical part. I showed you that. Then you got to disconnect the water line. I also showed you the drain line, which you could either, you know, take out at the line that goes down into the drain for the house, or at the unit itself. So your preference depends on if your new one here comes with a drain line or not. It should. Most of them do. But there's a water line you got to disconnect. Let's see if I can show you that. So here's the water line you got to disconnect. And so you want to disconnect it right there, right at this nut. So not sure what size that is, about to find out. Stand by. All right, folks, after a few failed attempts, I found the right wrench. So, I could have done it easily, but, that's stupid. So, there's my wrench collection, kind of trying to figure out. That should make you seasick or something. Anyway, found the right one, so getting ready to take it off. So, stand by. Guys, as you can see right here and right there is the disconnection of the water line. And oh, just by the way, there's the electrical pretty close to the water line. Anyway, no worries, piece of cake. So anyway, now all I got to do is take that drain line there, or the one up behind the unit apart, and we're going to slide this thing out. Oh, by the way, before you disconnect the water line, make sure, and I did, make sure you shut the water line off downstairs. I'm upstairs, so the water line is down in the basement ceiling, so you're going to want to make sure that you shut the water line off before you disconnect it. All right, stand by for more. When you get a new one, if you get a new one, it has this stupid thing attached to it, which I get, right? You need shipping. But I thought it was a 7/8 or so. And no, it's not a 7/8, and it's not a 1 inch. 1 inch. So, got to find in between, which you all know what that is. So yeah, I got to go back to the man cave and get more tools. So stand by. Hey folks, so I had to go to the store and get that adapter, and the reason is, sorry, Justin Light. The reason is the line that comes up from the basement is a 3/8 line, and this line here, I'll point to it here in a second. This line here is the size of your garden hose, pretty much. So I had to go and get a new one because otherwise this thing was not going to work. So if you look, I have it face down 90 degrees. I'm actually going to tighten it so it faces a little bit about 45 or so. Well, actually kind of parallel more to the floor so that the hose, when it comes through, doesn't kink on anything. So stand by, more to come. Now the next step here, you can see I already put the little nut thing that goes to the wires. I just fed it through. Then there's a box right here, so it's got a screw connects in that little hole right there, if you can see that. There's a screw hole right there, so once I put the box on, then I just put the cover plate. So I have pretty easy. I mean, I don't know if you guys are electricians or not. I am not. However, there is a, as you can tell, there's a white wire, black wire, and a black wire, white wire on the other side. Just connect those three and you're rocking and rolling. Piece of cake. So stay tuned. We'll be almost done. I got a little bit ahead of myself. Well, I got ahead of you. I didn't get ahead of myself. Right here, you can see this light, this box I'm shining things on, this thing right here. That's basically where I put the little wire nut things on the white wire to white wire, black wire to black wire, ground to ground. The unit fired up. I heard it beep. As you can tell over here, you can see the wire connection, or the water connection. So there's the brass fitting I put in, and then there's the water line right there coming up from the basement. So I went ahead and attached that to this copper elbow, attaching it to the water line. So right now, everything is attached. So I just got to put this, there's a front piece that goes along the front here. I got to put this pan back on, and then we'll be rocking and rolling. So you got to figure out the pan thing. I think there's a couple of screws that go somewhere to hold it in place, but we're getting ready to get there. So almost ready to fire this puppy up. So I'll be back at you. So it's not perfect, but it's in there. So you can see I put the, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I put the little rubber in there in the cracks. And so really tightens it up. You could see the rubber. I don't know if you can see the rubber. It's kind of blurry. But let's see if we get a flashlight on it. Not a flashing one. But you can see just inside the crack there, there's a piece of rubber. So you can see on top there, that rubber piece, it's the same on the bottom. It fits in there perfectly. So if you have an older dishwasher, it's gonna look pretty snazzy. So you can see right there the power's on. I'm gonna go turn the water on and see if there's a leak all over the place. So stand by for that fun. So we got the dishwasher in, and so I need to fire it up, see if it works. There's no water anywhere. A little bit on the light covered thing, but other than that, I think it was a small leak from before or when I first took the water line off. So we're gonna fire this puppy up, see what happens. All right, so the really cool thing about this washing machine, dishwasher, is that you go over here, you can see it's all lit up, right? Pretty nice. It's got your cycle here. You could change it, heavy, set, light, whatever. You know, dishwashers sometimes don't clean the best, so this one's got the 3 different options, I guess. You can delay it. You got steam. This particular model has steam, which is friggin' awesome. Then you got your temperatures. You can change all that. Anyway, we're just going to fire this puppy up to make sure that it works and that it doesn't leak anywhere. So stand by. There's a start button. So bam. Now the really cool thing is this thing is super quiet. That water you hear, if you can't hear water in the background, is the fish tank. You can't even hear the dishwasher going. Anyway, you can see all the lights on. And I'm right next to it. You can barely hear that puppy run. So it is sweet. Anyway, that wraps up the video for the dishwasher install. Remember a couple things. It's 3 things to make dishwasher work: power, water source, and a drain. So, booyah. There it is, folks. GE dishwasher. Don't know the model number. Nope, don't know the model number. Anyway, got it at Lowe's. It's a good deal. So, if you're getting ready to put in a dishwasher, there you go. All right, everybody. So that is this week's video. It's, basically just a how-to, and it's pretty basic, but it was kind of fun to do. Little clips of videos. Tom does an awesome job putting them all together, making me look good, even though it's pretty difficult. But we're going to get the video up for you. Again, this week's show was the GE dishwasher install. If you guys want to see more of that type of, video, hit us up in the comments below if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Pretty basic. I just wanted to give a highlight of how to do it. Some of the stuff was, took me a little bit of time in the background, but otherwise it was probably a couple hours to do it from start to finish. So hope you enjoyed it. Again, that's this week's video. So Tom, thanks for what you do, buddy. And let's get it up, rock it out. Stay tuned. See you next week. Peace.
Well, that does it for this week's show. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Two Guys in a Podcast.